What's going on, guys? Z back here once again with another video, and today I have a review of the 2020 Porsche Taycan Turbo. It is without a doubt the most powerful and technologically advanced car I've ever done a review on, so without further ado, let's get started. The world's first Porsche ever created was in 1898 and called the Egger-Lohner Electric Vehicle C2 Phaeton model, or for short, the Porsche P1. Its top speed was just 21 miles per hour. However, just like the Taycan, the P1 had an overboost-like function that allowed it to pull an extra 5 horsepower out of the battery for dealing with steep inclines. Also, similar to the Taycan, the P1 did not use a single gear like most modern electric cars. Instead, it used a 12-speed controller that put power to its wheels. 6 of those 12 speeds were for forward control, while 2 were for reverse and 4 acted as brakes. Fun fact, the P1 was lost for 116 years and then found in a warehouse in Austria. The Taycan Turbo features AC permanent synchronous motors which crank out 670 horsepower and launch this car from 0 to 60 in approximately 3 seconds flat. LED daytime running lights in the Le Mans style 4 points. We've got parking sensors throughout, as well as a front-facing camera. We have 21-inch Mission E design wheels, and check out these massive brake calipers. On both sides, we have charging ports. We have an AC and a DC port. Something that's pretty cool about this specific charger is that you can just use one touch of the finger and the door opens. To close it, you just touch it again, and that's all there is to it. Coming around to the rear, as you can see, we have a wrap-around Porsche taillight, Taycan Turbo badge in the center, rear diffuser. You can see how wide these tires are. They're absolutely massive. Coming into the trunk, all you have to do is press this little button in the center. It's fully electric. We have a ton of room back here. As you can see, there's the charger. And we have on both sides a very deep pocket which you could store whatever you may feel inside. And then in this little cubby hole here, it's not very deep, but you can put whatever you want inside here as well. The seats do fold down for your convenience, so in case you have some luggage or you need to put something that'll go all the way to the front, you can fold them down. When you walk up to the car, all the door handles will actually fold out because it senses the key. We have a black leather interior. Turbo badging on the seat headrests. Coming into the back seat, I do have to say that the headroom is pretty good overall. They are highly bolstered seats, so I'm not going anywhere when we're going really fast around turns. Couple of cup holders in the center. Little storage bin right here. Another storage bin down below. Heated seats. Footroom is pretty good. The seat in front of me is pretty far back, but right now I am very comfortable where I am sitting. Love this Alcantara headliner, which pretty much runs the entire length of the vehicle all the way around. The back of the car does feature an active spoiler. However, you can't activate it from the PCM in the center like you can on the Panamera, 911, and pretty much any other Porsche. The back spoiler only comes up when the car feels that it needs it for aerodynamic purposes. To start the car, like any Porsche, it's on the left-hand side. Even though it is a push-button start, they still have kept it on the left. So let's go ahead and do that. Our display comes up, and something that's really cool about this display is that it is curved. Look how cool this is. It's very modern. We have our multifunction steering wheel with our ability to change the drive modes down here from Sport, Sport Plus, Range, Normal, and Individual, all the way around. When you first get inside the Taycan, it's going to give you a menu option to pretty much set up like a computer would. So let's just go ahead and go through this really quickly. It tells you welcome, set up your data connection. We're not going to do any of this right now For demonstration purposes, we're going to skip. Log in with your Porsche ID. We're going to continue as guest. Continue. Do not activate. Next. Set up voice control. So this is really similar to the way that Mercedes-Benz MBUX system works by saying, hey Mercedes. Very, very intuitive. I love the way that this works. We're going to activate that so I can do a demo in a second. Next. And we're going to finish. Hey Porsche.
How can I help you?
It's really hot in here.
It will be cooler soon.
Hey Porsche. Turn the interior lighting to blue.
The ambient lighting is on.
So here's the actual screen. It is massive. So this car has the extra screen which goes on to the passenger side. That is an option. You don't get that as standard. Pretty much mimics this screen. So if you want to have maybe your navigation here, your music over there, vice versa, whatever you want, you can set it to that. It's highly customizable. That second screen over there does also allow people who are sitting in the passenger seat to see all of your driving dynamics, such as your G-force, your speed, how much battery percentage you have left. It's all on there. But for now, let's check out this high definition screen. Very responsive. Let's go to navigation. Let's go to media. Typical media display with your Burmester, if you have got that as an option. Up at the top here, you're able to also select various different settings going into the car settings, so you could see your drive modes. You also have your electric sport sound down here, which is really cool. Makes it sound like you are in literally the Starship Enterprise or the Millennium Falcon. Super futuristic. Really, really cool feature for all of you enthusiasts out there that want to be able to hear your car when you drive it. Here is your charging information, tells you your percentage and your mileage you have left. Coming down to the bottom screen here, we have more options for controlling all sorts of things that you would be able to control up there, such as your navigation, your media, your phone, and then most importantly, your climate control and your seat settings, your seat heating and your seat cooling. We're going to actually turn on the seat cooling because it's very hot today. Another cool feature is this bottom area, which may look like it is plain and blank. It actually does control the top screen. So for example, if I use it like a trackpad, I'm able to actually scroll around the top screen using the bottom screen. Something I really do like about the screen down here is that when you're going through different menu options using the trackpad, it gives you a haptic feedback like you would feel on a smartphone. So not only do you hear it, but you can also feel it on your finger as you select. And then as you go through all of these buttons down here, it also gives you that sound and that vibration. The top screens don't do that. They just give you an audible feedback. Since I am showing you the screens, let's go ahead and check out the passenger screen. Looks pretty much similar to the middle screen, except you have the option for cockpit. Like I said before, they can see your miles per hour, and they can see your current position, and they can obviously customize their side to whatever they want. Gear selector on the Taycan looks pretty similar to the one on the 992-911, except the 992-911 has it here. Taycan has it right here. To control the center screen here, we have a button right here on the right-hand side of the steering wheel. You just click it to toggle between all three instrument clusters, and if I want to select the G-force and switch it to something else, let's just go back to that. You can use the little wheel to go through your options. You can view your trip computer, toggle through that. You could see navigation settings, your sport chrono, drive mode, your media player, and your information, all on the right hand side. You can see our power meter. Reduced is a more simplistic look, gets rid of the dials on the left and right hand sides, focus on the middle. Extended map gives you a giant map view. To control your lights, these are touch sensitive buttons, not physical buttons, but instead just a part of the glass. In the center console, as you can see, we have two large cup holders with a Taycan badge right there. Inside here, we have the ability to charge your phone. It's pretty cool in the way that it operates. You have a sort of pocket that you have to slide your phone down onto. Most cars, you sort of just lay your phone up on a flat surface. Nope, in the Taycan, you have to put it inside this little pocket here. That way it holds your phone up against the wireless charging sort of area inside. If you don't do that, it's not going to charge your phone. Also, I've already tested this. You can't have anything on the back of your phone like a case. It will not charge. Inside, we have 2 USB-C ports and a 12 volt. Something that I commented on earlier is the camera system on this car, which is extremely advanced. You could see all around the car with multiple views. Looking at the front camera and then going to look at the back camera, you could toggle between them. And then obviously your park assist. So if you're trying to get into a spot that may be a little bit tricky, look at all the cameras you have around the car. You can actually look at each one individually. So if I want to look at the back one, it shows me the car in real time. If I want to look at the side, it moves right around the car as I'm selecting it. It uses all of the cameras to paint this picture of the surrounding area. Super advanced. Should never have a problem parking this car. If your back camera is dirty, you can actually wash it with just the touch of this button right here. Also, from the center screen, you can access your battery information. You can see how much charge you have left, and then you can open either the left or the right doors like I showed you before for DC and AC, and you can preheat or pre-cool your car depending on if it's a hot or a cold day. Being that this car is very minimalistic when it comes to physical buttons, everything's pretty much run by a screen. You're probably wondering, how do I open up the trunk and the frunk? Well, there is a button for that. Just come down to this button right here, select it, brings up a virtual image of the car. You're able to then open up the left or right hand side charging ports, followed by the frunk and the trunk. You can also close the trunk because it's obviously electronically operated. All you have to do is hold the button down to close it or to open it. But for now, let's go check out the frunk. We have a fair amount of space up here. It's not too wide, but it is kind of deep. You could probably fit maybe one duffel bag in here. You're definitely not fitting anything else besides that though. Maybe a few groceries. All right, we're in the Taycan Turbo. And going on to a straightaway, I'm gonna put the car into Sport Plus. See if you can hear the sport sound. Oh my God. Wow. I didn't even really punch it. I sort of just gradually put my foot onto the pedal. I mean, that's what over 600 horsepower will do, but this is instant torque because it's all electric. You don't have to wait for your cylinders to fire and give you that power. Now this car, if you didn't know, it actually does have 2 gears. Most electric cars have 0 gears. As I let off the pedal, you could hear the car sort of wind down, almost like it's downshifting in an actual combustion engine car. As of right now, the sport sound is on, and I can turn it off by literally just taking the car out of sport or Sport Plus mode, putting it into normal. I actually like it though. I think it gives the car that typical Porsche experience where you want to hear the car, you want to hear that performance. And it brings a smile to your face. Like, you can't stop smiling when you're in this car because it's just unbelievable. And I think that's what differentiates this car from other electric vehicles, is that other cars, you do get very fast acceleration, you get that performance aspect, but when you get into a Porsche, you want to be able to become one with the car. You want to be able to essentially drive the car and feel exactly what the car is putting into the pavement. You want to have that expression, and a lot of electric cars nowadays don't really give you that expression. They're silent, they're fast, but they're not really fun to drive. This car is exceptionally fun to drive. I've only been in this car for less than 4 minutes now, and just immediately you're brought into the car. You are not just driving it, you're a part of it. And that's exactly what Porsche has been doing for decades. They know how to be able to create a car that appeals to your emotions. The driving position is great. I have great visibility all the way around. The back window is a little bit tough to see out of because it sort of raises itself towards the rear as you get to that back window. And also the headrests in the back don't really help. This panoramic roof is really nice because it definitely opens up the cabin. I don't know if you've seen my C63 review that also had a panoramic roof, not anywhere near as large and expansive wide as this, but when you add a panoramic roof, it definitely opens the cabin up a little more, adds in more natural light. Now, I'm not taking any crazy turns right now, but I can tell you just from being in the driver's seat and driving around town, this seat is very comfortable. I think it would be great for long drives. It also, like the back seats, it's heavily bolstered, so if you are taking hairpin turns, you're not really going to go anywhere in your seat. It never gets old. The way this car puts power down, it is not gradual at all. Put it this way, if you've been on Rock and Roller Coaster in Disney World, this is pretty much what that ride feels like. It is literally a slingshot. Alright guys, thank you very much for tuning into this video of the 2020 Taycan Turbo. If you enjoyed, give me a like and hit that subscribe button for new videos every single week. As always, see you next time. Take care.